Hi everyone, Kira Michelle here. I've got a 30-minute chair yoga class for you. This class is designed for pretty much every human being because I feel like we're all spending just a little bit or a lot too much time behind screens and sitting and hunching. So this flow will help you kind of counterbalance some of that and get out of that. Now you do definitely need a chair for this. I do recommend a strap, especially if you have tight shoulders. So we'll be getting into these different stretches. If you need that extra space, get a strap. It could be a towel, or it could be a t-shirt. You'll also need some more space. Besides that, we're good. Let's jump on the chair and get started. All right guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Sitting down on the chair. And I want you to start with just by having a really tall spine. Feel your ears, shoulders, and hips stack one on top of the next. Go ahead and just have your palms facing down for now. And then I invite you to either close your eyes or soften your gaze. As usual, I would like you to start by just checking in, taking a few really deep, full breaths, pulling the air down into the belly, into the diaphragm. And in your exhale, releasing, emptying. A lot of us sit in front of computers or devices all day. And I don't even have a desk job, and I'm finding that I am spending a lot, an embarrassing amount of time in front of my device. And my devices let me know that every Sunday. I get that little pop-up and I'm like, ugh. So let's try to counter this a little bit. So closing your eyes is honestly just a start to doing this. Closing, so we're no longer staring at the screen. You can give your eyes a little bit of a rest. Checking in with breath. When we're stressed, which when we're at work, we have a tendency to be a little bit stressed. We breathe short and shallow in the chest. So start to breathe into the diaphragm, let the belly get big. And on the exhale, the belly releases. So even this already, we've started to give ourselves some countering of the screen and settling the nervous system by breathing really big and full. And go ahead and open up the eyes. We'll start by moving through a little bit of cat-cow. So from here, just hold onto the side of the chair. We'll open up through the chest, lift up through heart. Try to stick your butt out. And on the exhale, round through the spine, scoop up through belly. Maybe your hands come to your kneecaps, maybe a little bit below. Again, inhale, lift and open. Send your heart up to the ceiling, let your neck open up and exhale, round. A few more times, inhale, lift and open. And exhale, round. Start to round this a little bit more. Drop yourself down a little bit lower. Inhale, open. Let's do this one more time. And exhale, round. Good, come all the way back up through center. Circle the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Now left hand will come down to the right knee. Your right hand will come towards the back of the chair. I'm actually gonna scoot myself forward. And I just need you to kind of play around with this, see what your body needs. So maybe you scoot forward, maybe you stay back. Inhale, grow super long through the spine. And on your exhale, start to twist. So use the pressure of your hand to push the chair away to twist yourself back a little bit more. Again, inhale tall. And exhale, twist a little deeper. Last breath here. Work to soften the right shoulder as you twist again. Good, back through center. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Right hand crosses down to left knee. Left hand comes to the chair. Press your hand into the chair. Send your chest open and then twist yourself back with each exhale. Again, inhale tall. Exhale, twist. You can also use the pressure of your hand against the thigh to get a little bit more help with that rotation. Inhale. And exhale, twist. That should already start to feel pretty good. We don't get very much side twisting when we're sitting all day. So that should feel pretty good. Now you keep your chair where it is. I'm just gonna move it around so you can see me a little bit better. We work into lateral stretches. So again, sit up really, really tall. Circle your arms out, around and up. Right hand comes down. Get heavy on your left sit point as you reach up and over through the left side. So your left palm is facing down. You're spiraling your armpit in towards your chest. So you're getting broad through your upper back. And then you're gazing underneath your armpit. So feel this big stretch to the left side ribs. Inhale, come all the way back through center. And then left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Again, spiral your armpit in and then lean your chest open and back. Press down heavy through left hand, right hand is down. And then come all the way back up through center. Good, go ahead and release that down. We'll just get into the neck a little bit. So right ear down to right shoulder. Come all the way back through center, left ear, left shoulder. Maybe you close your eyes here. One more time on each side, right ear, right shoulder. So we're getting into what's called the sternocleidomastoid. It's a really big neck muscle. Right, come back up through center, left side, and then center. We'll go for some half circles. So right ear to right shoulder, gently, slowly drop it all the way down, left ear, left shoulder. And we'll just reverse it all the way back through center to the right. One more time on each side, through center, to the left, and center, to the right. Good, come all the way back on up. All right, let's get into these wrists. I feel like wrists are really, we kind of forget about them, except for we use them all the time, right? And depending on the placement of your keyboard, you might be kind of putting a little bit too much pressure there. So really just start to go for some circles, reverse it back the opposite direction. We'll interlace the hands and then just start to go for some more figure eights. Reverse it back the opposite direction. Good. Send your fingers out, pull your fingers down towards you. And I want you to start really gently. We're not trying to pull anything, we're just trying to stretch. Start to move the fingers towards your body. And you might want to do this a few times, and then after 2 or 3, just go ahead and hold it there. Keep your length in your spine. Notice if you've started to collapse and sink down, right? We have a tendency to be here. So stay tall and lifted. Let's go ahead and pull just the pinky finger, and then the next, and the middle, and then the pointer, and then the thumb. Just be gentle. And you might already feel some heat coming in through the forearm, and that's okay. Give it a shake. And let's switch sides. So getting the fingers, moving them towards you, forward and back, forward and back. I also have really open wrists because I spend a lot of time upside down. So if your wrists don't move like this, that is okay, right? You just meet yourself where you are. Hold. Pinky, be gentle. Next. The middle. The pointer. And then the thumb. And I want you to notice how this does really come through your forearms, right? The muscles for your fingers really are at your forearms. So give those babies a shake. And then this is the fun part. Reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Lift up a little bit taller, a little bit higher. And already you can start to feel the blood circulate through your forearms. Imagine you got some water on your hands and you're just flicking the water off, right? Everyone should be doing this all together. This will get in there pretty fast. That's it. Flick, flick, flick. All right, and just because we may as well be silly, sock puppets. All right. So already some of you guys are gonna be, I'm feeling this. Forearms are starting to work a lot more. Keep going. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, doesn't take much. For 3, keep going, make them strong. For 2, for 1. Whew. Yeah, we're there. I just kind of, this just feels good. I just kind of whack it out. All right, give those a shake. So that's something that you can do. You don't have to get up and move and do chair yoga. You could just be doing that for your wrist, for the health of your wrist as many times throughout the day as you want. Okay, so let me just move the chair back. This time we'll sit right at the front of the chair. You'll interlace your hands behind your back. Now you've got your strap. So if you have really tight shoulders, this already might be too much. You're welcome to get your strap. If you have a t-shirt or a towel, you can use that too. Open up through your chest. Resist the urge to drop your neck down. Gaze up, not so much that you're crunching your neck, but you're kind of looking up and off into the future. Squeeze your palms and shoulder blades together and just lift and hold. If you want to find a little bit of mobility here or a little bit of movement, you can lean forward and just kind of go up and down a few times. That's it. Good. Find a little bit of a back bend. See if you can start to send the fist down, open up through chest, lift up through heart. So it's almost like you're in that cow spine. Work to send your butt cheek out and back rather than tucking under. So notice when the butt moves, the spine kind of adjusts with it. So we want to find that back bend. For 3, and 2, and 1, soften it down. Okay, and you might just want to twist it out again. So after you've done the back bends, it's always nice to neutralize with some twists. Okay, Gomukhasana. So again, tight shoulders, you might need a strap. You don't have to have a strap. It could be a t-shirt, a towel, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Your right arm will reach up. If you're using a strap, this is like a long strap, so I'm gonna make it a little shorter. If you're using a strap, it's gonna be in your right hand. And then you'll just drop the right hand down towards your upper back. Left arm out to the side. I want you to turn the left thumb down and swing the arm around. Right, you might need a lot of space here. That's okay. If you're down low, start to walk your hand up higher. So your right elbow ends up going straight up to the ceiling. Left elbow pulls down towards the ground. If you don't need the strap, don't use it, up to you. Notice if you're sinking and collapsing forward, right? Let's get out of that. Lift up through chest. Even press your head into your forearm a little bit. Scoop up through the belly. Close your eyes. So the shoulders are working in different motions right now, completely. One's externally, one's internally rotating, one's in flexion and one's in extension. So we're really getting into a number of different ways that the shoulder girdle works. And for optimal joint health, it's really important to move the joints around in all the different ranges of motion. Stay with me for 3, for 2, and 1. Release that down. Oof. All right. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Forward and back. And just start to feel what is going on in the shoulders. I mean, like I said, I spend a lot of time upside down, so I spend a lot of time on my shoulders, and this still really gets into them, right? So it's good, it's important to be moving this around. We have 2 sides. So left arm reaches up. If you're using your strap, get it. Drop the left hand down, send the elbow straight up towards the ceiling, okay? Right arm reaches out. Right thumb presses down. We swing the arm around, and it's kind of easy to be down here. See if you can start to crawl your fingers all the way up, up, up as high as you can. Again, if you don't need the strap, pop it to the side, lift it up. Resist the urge to sink and collapse. Keep pressing your head into your arm, your upper arm. See if you can scoop up through the belly a little bit, sit up nice and tall. I invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Big full breath in. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. All right, release it down. Oof. Give your shoulders a roll. Forward and back. All right, from here, you'll come to stand up. You'll move you don't have to move your chair. I do recommend that the chair is on something that it's not gonna slide on. So if you have a yoga mat, put it on the yoga mat. It's obviously not gonna slide there. If you've got carpet, have it there. Because we are gonna put a little pressure on the chair, and we don't want it just to slide out of the way. So this is kind of a variation of a downward facing dog. Now your hands are pressing into the chair. You're walking your feet back. You're trying to find a 90-degree angle. And it's hard to see this without a mirror, right? So you're just kind of feeling into it. So you're not sinking all the way down if your shoulders are super open, but you're just finding that length from your fingertips all the way down through your sit points. Scoop up through the belly like you're in a plank pose. Ears in alignment with your biceps. So you might be here and your hamstrings are screaming. Have a soft bend to the knees, right? I'd prefer to have a bend to the knees than straight legs and rounded spine, right? So if you see my spine right now, this is what we do when we sit all day. So you're reinforcing it. So you actively have to stick your butt out. Think about doing a deadlift, chest and heart reaches forward. So again, prioritize a long spine over straight legs. And if in time you can straighten your legs, cool. But that's not the main focus here. Keep pressing your hands in. I want you to spiral your armpits in towards your chest as if the armpits had eyes and they're trying to look at each other so you get broad through your upper back. 2 more breaths there. Last breath. Okay. Go ahead and walk yourself all the way back up. So hopefully you're starting to feel some stuff in your spine and in your shoulders. We're going to come over to the wall now. So the first one, you'll reach your left hand behind you. Press your left hand really, really heavy into the wall and then slide your left hip forward. Right, so when the left hip pulls back, we're not opening up the shoulder as much. So drive your left shoulder forward, drive the left hip forward, and then press your left hand really heavy into the wall to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. This is another one that's really easy to do, right? You can stand up throughout the day, do this. It's obviously countering a lot of the hunched shoulder situation that we have. If it's a little bit too challenging for you having yourself this close to the wall, walk yourself a little further away. If you want to intensify it, right arm reaches out and start to reach your right hand back. And you can be holding these stretches for 20 seconds to a minute, 2 minutes, right? It really depends on what you're after and how much time you have. So it's not a bad thing if you're just doing it for 20 seconds. It's better than none. Go ahead and release that down. Again, shoulders roll up and back. Switch sides. So right hand comes to the wall. Press your right hand into the wall heavy. Check that the right hand is in alignment with your right shoulder so it's not down or it's not too high up. Press heavy. Right hip presses forward. Open up through the chest. Find that long length in the spine. Again, this is enough, stay here. If you want to intensify it, start to reach your left hand back. Do me a favor and don't let the right hip slide back. I'm feeling that if I'm not focusing, it wants to kind of shimmy back in space so it doesn't work as much. So the shoulder doesn't work as much. So keep thinking about driving the right hip forward. And then go ahead and release that down. Give your arms a little bit of a shake. Okay, so we've gotten a lot into the upper half of the body. We've gotten into the hands. So we'll do a little bit of standing postures. Again, your chair is on something that makes sure that it won't slide. We'll find a warrior one pose. So your right foot is stepping forward. Toes are kind of roughly in alignment with the back of the chair. Now, warrior one is typically, they say heel to heel alignment. I'm gonna ask you to have a little bit of a wider stance right now. So think train tracks rather than tightrope. Now, we start to bend through the right knee as if we're trying to get into about a 90-degree angle. And honestly, that might not happen, but that's about the depth that we go. Now, lift up through chest, open up through heart. I want you to check in with the back foot. For my warrior one, I really recommend having your back foot on about a 45-degree angle or a little bit more, right? So we're pulling the left toes towards the top left corner of the mat, and that allows us to slide this big femur bone, this thigh bone, into the hip socket. So we're working to have both hips tracking towards the front of the mat. We lift up through chest, You can lean forward a little bit here. And just start to bend a little deeper. You can scoot your right foot a little bit further forward if you'd like. And then keep pressing down through the pinky toe edge of the left foot. So it's glued down there. Yeah. If you want, you can reach one arm up. If you want, you can reach two arms up. You also don't have to. Deep, full breath in. Sink down a little bit deeper on your exhale. Let's do this one more breath. Deep, full breath in. And exhale. Release your hands down. Okay, we'll work to straighten through the front leg as much as your body lets you. Again, left hip drives forward. And we'll actually step ourselves back a little bit further, or the chair a little bit further forward. And we're gonna go for this long stretch. So think about in yoga, this would be a pyramid pose. I want you to try to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Press down really heavy through the ball of the right foot, the big toe mound of the right foot, I should say. And get a little longer with your spine. Right hip pulls back, left hip wraps forward. We're here for 2. And 1. All right, come on up. Next one we're gonna do is we'll play around with a warrior 3 pose. So, step back nice and far. Let's see if I can do this without kicking something behind me. Cool, we got it. All right, so you're reaching your chest forward. You're getting long through your spine. Try to feel as though the left foot is in alignment with the left hip. I'm hoping it's kind of there. Rather than letting the left hip open, we're closing the left hip off and you're using your chair for support. So figure out how it works best for you. And already your right leg should be starting to fire up and feel this a lot. One more breath. Good, step it down. All right, let's actually just switch legs. Step the left foot forward. Find your warrior 1 with your left leg. Right toes turn in to your 45-degree angle. So right toes head towards the top right corner of the mat. Lift up through chest and get a deeper bend through your left knee. For me in this one, I get a really big stretch through my right calf. And it's important that you're really focusing on pressing down through pinky toe edge of the right foot. Otherwise, our foot ends up sickling and the ankle ends up in a really compromised position. So press down through pinky toe edge so then it drives, that stretch drives through the calf. Right hip presses forward. Left hip pulls back. If you want to reach your arms up, you can. If you want to keep your hands on the chair, you can. For 2. And 1. Okay, hands come down. Find this pyramid pose. So rearrange yourself a little bit. Again, right toes forward, left toes, well, I say forward to the right side, just veering out a little bit. Get as long as you can through your spine. For those of you guys who do use weights or lift at all, think about a deadlift with your spine. Right, so we have a tendency, this is a forward fold, we have a tendency to round. So stick your booty out, chest and heart forward, get long. You can come down as low as you'd like, as long as the spine remains relatively straight. And then these subtle nuances with placement of weight. All right, if you're hanging out in the pinky toe edge of the left foot, we could be doing this a little bit better. Press down through big toe mound of your left foot, really heavy, and then think about plugging this left thigh bone into the hip socket so it's growing long. That's it. Let's go for one more breath. Good. Rebend through the front knee. We're coming into our warrior 3. All right, this left leg is already feeling it, so just be gentle. We start to step the left foot back a little bit. Right leg reaches back behind. Instead of turning out, turn it in and down. Extend nice and long. You can have your hands on the chair somewhere, just as long as we're not collapsing down. Keep lifting chest and heart up. Lift up through left kneecap, lift up through left quadricep, lift up through left hip. That's it, and stay with me. I know, because I'm feeling it too, this firiness in the left leg. And my brain wants me just to drop down right now, but we're gonna stay in this together for 2. Keep lifting. And for 1. Whew. Go ahead and drop it down. Okay, feeling things. Let's go ahead and come into one more balancing posture because we're sitting all day. So it's good to get it. Just shake your legs out if you need to. Obviously, that's what my body's asking for. Cool. So I'm gonna start with my right side. So I brought the chair over to my left. Stand nice and strong in left leg. Right knee pulls into the chest. Lift up tall. Good. Slowly, you'll start to send your heel towards your butt cheek. Reach back with your right hand. Guys, I want you to glue your legs together. And then rather than letting your butt stick out, squeeze your butt and press it forward. Lift up through chest, open up heart. So we're getting into your quads heavy. So the more you can kick your own butt with your heel, the more of a stretch you'll get through the right thigh. Lift up chest. If you struggle catching your foot, get a towel or a t-shirt or a strap around your foot and then pull it in close. So there's always ways to modify it so you can make this doable for you. Okay, so from here, pull the right knee back into the chest, hold onto the ankle, press the foot anywhere on your leg except for your knee. All right, the knee doesn't need that extra push. The ligaments aren't as strong as the muscles, so use the muscles rather than the knee. Now, rather than sinking, press your leg into your foot into your leg, squeeze your glutes, and send the right knee a little bit more open. Now, imagine you're in a boxing class, so you've got a really strong core. That'll help with your stabilization. You can have your hand on the chair or not. Drishti, your gazing spot, is something in front of you, something that's not moving. Think about lifting up through the entire left side of the body. So no sinking, no collapsing. Keep getting taller and longer. Right hand can come up if you'd like it to. If you're feeling confident, maybe start to rise the left arm up. Keep squeezing your glutes, press the pelvis forward. And then slowly step it right back down. Give it a shake. Okay, we switch sides. Right hand on chair, left knee pulls into chest, open it up. Good, so notice where the weight is in your right foot. Notice if you're sinking and collapsing, re-engage, lift all the way up. Start to kick your own butt with your left heel, reach back to the outer edge of your foot. Squeeze your glutes, press your pelvis forward. So we're opening up through the hip flexors. So this in itself is a really good stretch. The quadriceps are some of your hip flexors. So these might be pretty tight because when we're sitting, they're kind of just doing this. They're not stretching all the way out. Keep kicking your own butt. Lift up chest. That's it. All right, knee pulls back up. We hold on anywhere to the leg and press the left foot to the inseam of the right leg. And guys, it can be up high. It can be down low. You can have a little kickstand here if you're struggling with balancing, not a bad thing. We start somewhere. Now, wherever you are, leg starts to activate, push into the foot, foot pushes into the leg. Squeeze the glutes, press your pelvis forward, open up through chest. Again, if you want to rise your left arm up, you can. If you're feeling confident, right arm comes up too. If you're feeling really confident, you can start to gaze on up. Oof. If you're feeling really, really confident, you can close your eyes. I'm not gonna go there right now. All right, let's go ahead and bring it all the way back down. All right, so for the last little bit here, go ahead and come to sit in your chair. Now, we'll find a figure 4 pose, so you're gonna be towards the edge of your chair. You'll cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Now, this is one you can actually do while you're still working if you don't have time to stop to move around to stretch. All right, so start to press your right knee away. So we're getting, this is kind of like a pigeon pose when we're in yoga. Open up chest, lift up heart. If this is enough, you can stay here. If you want to intensify it, start to lean back in your chair. Pick the left knee up towards your chest, reach your right hand, left hand, and interlace your hands, and start to pull your left leg towards you as you send your right knee further away. Keep flexing your feet, meaning toes, head towards your knees. Notice that my chest is still opened. If anything, it's more of kind of a back bend rather than a forward fold. Last breath. Good, step it down. So that got really pretty heavy into the outer edge of my hamstrings and my glutes, which is a really good spot to kind of be stretching. We'll switch sides. Left ankle, press on top of right knee. And I just want you to notice what comes up. For me, there's an automatic resistance. I'm not the biggest fan of these. My body is not the biggest fan of these, which means I need to do them more. Sit up tall. If this is enough, you stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you know what we can do. Start to lean back. Right knee picks up to the chest. Interlace your hands, and then keep driving the right knee towards your chest. Feet are flexed. Now the key here to get that little extra push, that little extra stretch, is to send the left knee away from your body. And that should really get in there pretty deep. For 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead and step it on down. All right, guys, that is going to be enough. You got 30 minutes of stretching. Now you can do that full stretch together, or next time if you don't have 30 minutes to jump in and do all of this, just remember what the arm stretches were, right? Do some shoulder stuff, do some leg stuff, just do one element at a time. You don't have to do the whole 30 minutes all the time, although it'd probably be really good for you. All right, thanks so much, guys. Namaste.